Thank you for coming. My name is Darren, as you probably saw on the promotional flyer, and I do actual US and Singapore, in this case, tax returns. And
Hi, I'm Tim. I'm a U.S. tax attorney, advise on U.S. tax.
I need to do streamlined offshore procedure. How do I choose the right team to work with? Should I look for the most popular one?
I think we're both biased, but because we work on some streamlines together. We're currently working on one together now. If you want to really consider objectively, maybe you can interview them, and then you can look at their credentials, see what they've done in the past, see how they make you feel during the interview, if you vibe with them, and if they come off salesy or not, trying to sell you things that you don't need, then I would be hesitant.
We're all human beings, so I think psychologically we can't help but be influenced by the fact that somebody is popular or appears to be popular. I get that, but like Tim said, I look at the credentials and in an initial conversation, and sometimes that initial conversation will come at a cost. But in that initial conversation, you need to walk into that room or into that Zoom call knowing enough to be dangerous, that they can't just tell you anything and you just believe it. So you have some sort of background as to what's happening. But I had a prospect who went with a different team, and her reasoning, because she came back, which is helpful, and she said that they're way more popular than you on LinkedIn. And I get that, but I had to look at the person's profile. They did come from a legal background, but they have no boss, so they're not actually an attorney. They may have gone to school. So the point is that, God forbid, something not work in your favor, or maybe they made a mistake because we're all human or whatever, you have no recourse because they have no governing authority over them. They answer to no one. And they don't live in a regulated jurisdiction like Singapore or London. This person, I don't want to say where they live, but they live almost off-grid. Again, you really could not find them. And so you have no recourse, and they cannot be found. And they live in a jurisdiction that has zero regulation. Caveat emptor, buyer beware, but perhaps those are some things that could be looked at.
But that's really good advice, like knowing what Streamline is, for example, before you go in, because there's a lot of publicly available information by the IRS on Streamline. So if you just Google IRS Streamline, there's FAQs about all the requirements and everything. Just read all that and then quiz them. I love that. You should quiz them to make sure they know what they're saying. And also on the point about being barred and being in a jurisdiction, for us, the reason why we charge so much is because we have unlimited liability, right? We can't cap our fees as U.S. attorneys. And also, we don't guarantee that you can qualify for Streamline. So if whoever is trying to sell you the Streamline saying, we're going to do it regardless of whatever your situation is, that I would run, because there are certain situations where you won't qualify for Streamline, and we wouldn't recommend you to file Streamline after doing initial analysis. A lot of times we break our fees up into two parts. We'll be like, we'll do an analysis, and then if we can do a Streamline, we'll charge you a fixed fee of this. But if we can't, we'll cap our fees at this amount and then charge you the lesser of time spent or the cap fee. Because you have to look at it, because every Streamline is looked at. You don't want to write facts there that shows that you were willful. So